Greetings and welcome to the Fireside Chat. My name is Carlos, and with me is Jennifer Howard and Emily. Say hello.
Oh, hi. Hello.
All right,
Hey.
so we have a special guest here today. My cat.
This is a good cat. I love him or her. I don't know.
Him.
I won't.
Him. It's
Him.
Tomcat.
He's a good boy. Oh, look at that face. What's his name?
Hugo. Hugo.
Oh.
I mean. So, that aside, what do we have for today?
News and things and stuff.
I
News.
see.
Well,
Always.
PAX East next week is big.
Taxi.
Howard,
Are
you're
waiting.
so quiet.
So taxis and the coronavirus are waiting. Here we go.
Yeah. I was gonna get a little bit further in, but I was gonna ask how are you taking just big jars of hand sanitizer and
Well, it's not gonna
or
help, man. That's not gonna help. You just gotta get within breathing distance. And you're gonna get it.
are you all gonna wear
Doesn't matter how you
masks?
get it.
Hazmat
Whatever.
suit. You can wear full
But
firefighting attire, and that'll
we should
protect
have.
you.
We should have. We should have, and probably would have been out of place. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty interesting because PAX actually sent out these health advisory thing, and they're actually like, oh, try to avoid shaking hands. Like I was just like, okay, maybe we could just record a pre-recorded pitch, and we could just everybody just don't even show up at the booth and just have like a self-service
Have like a
booth.
hologram.
Have like a recorded message and just yeah. I mean, the thing is that I'm probably gonna take. I mean, so we're either gonna take. I think Matt and Cameron are probably gonna be safe because they're driving a van up, and the rest of us will either take the bus or the train, right? And man, that's also risky. It's very risky.
Yeah, like I said, just like hand sanitizer and have one of those masks in case
Like
somebody
doctor
sneezes.
Well,
mask.
mask, yes. Well, no, mask, yes. Well, first of all, like the flimsy surgical masks are not as effective as like people think.
Well,
The face masks are not as effective as people think because usually they're hard to put on properly, and you have to like replace them frequently and whatever. People don't do that. But the thing is that hand sanitizer. What is hand sanitizer gonna do? It's like I'm within earshot. I mean
yeah,
within conversation
sure.
distance of someone walks up and say, "Hey, how's it going? Yeah, let me tell you about Embr, blah blah blah," and then I would get it just like that. Like, how's handshake gonna
Yeah, that's
help?
true. That's
It's
true.
like
I guess
yes,
Yeah, I guess as long as you like, if you're shaking hands and stuff, just make sure you wash your hands before you eat or anything, right? And then
Yeah, because I don't think hand sanitizer can get
or
rid
maybe
of
it
it.
doesn't
I
even
think
kill
only
it.
washing your
I'm just
hands
saying,
is the
I'm just
only.
saying, forget
Yeah.
shaking hands. I mean, primarily, I mean, if you're just talking with somebody, right? If somebody breathed on you, if there's air particle from someone else that you're gonna inhale into your body, right? And
Right.
that is primarily isn't that primarily how people get coronavirus anyway? It's like
Yeah.
you're touching,
Well,
what is that? What is hand sanitizer? Like, what is like? Okay, fine. It's like I don't touch you, but you're gonna breathe on me or like sneeze on me, and like, what am I? Screwed anyway.
that's true. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that coronavirus can remain on surfaces for like 9 days or something ridiculous.
I heard that it was only like 5
Oh, is it less than that?
because
That'd be
the
good.
World Health Organization said it's perfectly safe to order packages and things.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't. There's no way that it can survive that long.
Yeah, like they're gonna say is not, like they're not gonna just
The
crush.
entire world shut.
They will rather sustain the Chinese economy or the world's economy rather than like kill you. They don't care if you get coronavirus. So be it. So long as the packages are paid for. Just saying.
Right. Huh.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of misconception and things going around.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to believe anymore.
The only thing I'm fairly sure of is it's far more infective than the normal flu. Than the normal
Yeah.
flu. That's
Yeah.
that's about all I got for sure.
Well, I mean, and the chances of getting it here, like, well, in North America, are very, very low. So I wouldn't worry about it. Other than, like, I would worry more about getting, like, a cold or, like, regular flu because it is flu season. And
Yeah.
that's a lot more likely than getting this. It's a very, very low chance.
From what I heard about from doctors, because I actually work with them on some things, one of the doctors said that the coronavirus is not nothing to worry about, but it's not like that big of a deal that people made it, and like mostly an average person will survive it, like no problem.
It's only,
But
like, immune
no, yeah,
compromised people.
like average person should be fine, like no problems. But elderly people and kids are vulnerable to it.
Actually, I was really like, so actually kids are actually pretty immune in the cases of coronavirus. So there hasn't been like a lot of like kids cases.
I
So
think they mean more like infants and like really little.
Oh.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, there hasn't been a lot of kid cases. Mostly, the deaths are from like, yes, people who are older. Kids actually surprisingly this time kids are, more less susceptible to coronavirus. But I mean, it's actually really possible that people already like got it because they just like, oh, it's like you're getting sick, and for a lot of times the symptoms like not as severe. Okay, fine. Worst case, you get pneumonia, whatever, and like people might the infections rate actually might be higher. It's just that like in this case, it's not like everybody's dying. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
Like
wonder how
honestly,
many
okay, I
people.
want to say like so friend. Well, yeah, like basically, okay, the friend like I got back from China, right, and you know had basically had her like her kids like whatever they have pneumonia, right, and then so they went to so they went to the doctors and like they're just like okay pneumonia. They didn't realize I guess they didn't disclose that they just came back from China whatever. So they have pneumonia and then they just got like treatment whatever and then a bunch of people like that I know got within the circle like got sick, right, like multiple people had pneumonia and stuff. And so you're like, so then we're just kind of like, oh, maybe that's coronavirus, and maybe it might be, except that they weren't like checking for them, and then no one died or like everybody's fine. They just some people just had like got sick, and some people just had pneumonia. So I don't know.
Well, yeah,
Who
some people
knows?
just get cold symptoms and it's fine. So
Right.
yeah, it depends
Yeah.
on the person.
And also
Yeah.
like that's it's kind of the problem with like a totalitarian r- regime, right? I mean, no offense to anybody from China listening, if there's someone out there, but like, that's what happens. So people like kind of have mistrust or distrust of the government figures, and I think part of this is maybe that's the reported figure. Like the reported figure could be actually accurate or true. It's just that I'm sure there's going to be a lot of underreporting, right? Because in different places in China, like they don't have the kind of healthcare infrastructure necessarily to try to detect every case or to like have thorough detection of every case and whatnot. So I think I would safely assume. I think it's probably safe to assume that at least the infected rate and the like instance rate or the numbers and the death rate or the actual death total has been like underreported, right? I think generally, I think you can probably assume that that's the case, but I think hopefully it's just that it's not like at a pandemic level of stuff where
Yeah.
there's like where we're playing like Plague Inc. now.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, I was gonna say Madagascar hasn't closed their borders yet, so everything's okay.
But the thing is that like okay, so like if coronavirus is no big deal, right? This is like I don't want to get into conspiracy territory because that's not, you know, That's just not
Conspiracy
my
theories
brand
and
of.
views. Join us for
Yeah,
Fireside where we talk
that's just
about
not my.
conspiracies.
I mean, that's just not my brand of like information gathering or like information parsing or like how I analyze things, right? But like you, you would think that it was like, okay, if coronavirus is no big deal, whatever, right? Just a flu. It's just like the reaction that China undertook has been dramatic, right? If told you that, hey, at least as of last week, let's say, 70 something plus like million people, 100 whatever, there's like travel restriction, sort of curfew applied to hundreds of millions of people, like say half a billion, that affected half a billion people, right? Like 70 80 million people are sort of under quarantine zone where transportation hubs of all kinds have been shut down. Factories are shut down everywhere. Stores like Apple Store, IKEA, whatever, like retail stores, like just shut down all over the place. Major corporations are telling people to work from home, and all like holiday stuff are like canceled, and like whatever festivities are canceled. Hot pot, whatever, or like that kind of traditional like that kind of cuisine are banned in like a bunch of restaurants. Like there's like travel bans, all major airline halting flights to this major country, whatever. You would think that that's like the end of the world has come, like this like World Z and like zombies are everywhere kind of thing, right? You would think so, right? And that just happened. Like
Yeah.
that's been the reaction to this, and you just think that, oh, what, all this for a flu? Really? Like what just happened?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Everything that's been
I mean, you
going
would think, no, seriously, you would think that like this is like this is like World War Z, right? Where like everything's like everybody's turning to zombies, you know? Like seriously, like the Russian and Chinese border is shut down. Hong Kong, like whatever, all these like Asian countries are like not allowing, visas for Chinese tourists, like all kinds of stuff. I mean, like, geez, you would think that, like, seriously, you would think that, like, China has turned to like zombie land or something.
Turns out they're just playing Plague Inc.
I know, it's like, what the fuck? It's like, oh, the Chinese authorities like, wait, I just played this game called Plague Inc. And I think yeah, that's kind of the policy that we need to take for this. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah, like I mean, maybe it's just one of those things where it's like if it had been worse, all of this would have been like, yeah, that's completely reasonable. But if it ends up being not that bad, then it's like, wow, they really overreacted. But
Yeah, maybe,
you
but it's
don't
like but
know.
even it's like it's not like xenophobia, right? Is it, for me, is it xenophobia if I'm you know actually a xeno person? Like,
Mm,
but the thing is that I if my friend, I'm sorry, my family had gone to China or gone to like China and come back, I'm sorry, I don't want that person to be near me either. It's like maybe my dad had just gone to Wuhan and came back and he like has coronavirus. It's like, okay, yes, I'm gonna try to take care of you, whatever, but I'm gonna wear my hazmat suit. You know, I'm gonna like whatever. Like if I visit you, I might not. I'll be like, oh man, maybe like I'll wait for a few days to visit you, or whatever. Sorry, no
right.
offense, but you
But you
know,
don't want to get sick.
yeah, exactly. You don't want to get sick. So like, it's like, yes, it is xenophobia. There's some racism. There's like, I'm sure there's like racism involved or whatever, right? But like, even I'm Chinese, but yeah, I don't even want to like, it's like, yes, health and safety first. So
Mm.
just saying.
Interesting.
Is that bad? Is that bad to say? I guess, am I safe from saying that if I'm Chinese? I don't know.
For what it's worth,
No, okay,
as
just
soon as
this way.
Hmm?
If I have coronavirus, right? I'll be like, hey Jen, yo, let's have a meeting. Like, yeah, let's go to a cafe and chat and catch up. By the way, I have
No.
coronavirus. And you'd be
Yeah.
like, fuck you, Howard. I'm not going to anywhere with you, No offense.
Yeah, as soon as there is a reported case in Colorado, I'm not going. I'm not leaving the house.
Oh yeah, there's
Like,
there's cases here in Toronto, but luckily I live like an hour away, and there hasn't been any in my city. But there's
stock up
only been
on masks and everything. if I have to go to somewhere, stay far away from people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like if Kairos, like if you have coronavirus, right? You'd be like,
Mhm.
hey, yeah, let's hang out. I'll just be like, yeah, well, that's where our friendship is put on pause for like 2 weeks. Sorry.
But then it makes me wonder, because it's like, if it is actually just a more infectious version of the like, should I be this worried every flu season, or
No, I mean,
like,
so
should I
that's
be
the
this
thing,
worried
right?
about the
I think
normal
part
flu?
of it is the response, right? It's like this. I think it's like the this just really drastic response or precaution, and I mean, there is a possibility, honestly, because it is in China, that the actual impact, whether it be like risk to health or like death, whatever the risk of dying, is actually higher than what China's been reporting, right? Because I mean, you kind I think I don't. It's like I don't want to just like give into like conspiracy theory and whatever, but I also kind of don't want to rule out that possibility because it is China, because there is like a lot of disinformation to try to for one party politics to keep control. So it wouldn't put it past me if like you know on the surface
Guys?
to something that is kind of like that is akin to the flu. No.
Yeah, it's a possibility. Yeah.
well,
I
I
mean, I see what you're
mean,
saying.
there's also been like SARS and things like that that have happened
Right.
in the past. So I guess they're reacting. They're reacting
Sure.
more because of previous
Yes.
things.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
especially
sure.
here in Canada, we were definitely a lot more prepared this time around because with SARS, I guess we weren't as prepared for. So, like 60 around 60 people here died. Or God, I'm not exactly sure, but a lot of people were sick here in Canada
I don't
because
think
we weren't as
people.
prepared. But
Yeah, I don't think people are prepared in New York at all, dude. Like I was just on the subway, like just like yesterday, just like this dude coughing next to me, and just like nobody gave a
Oh
shit.
no.
Nobody gave a shit. Anyway,
That's.
well, is
I
there any
wonder.
cases in New York or like for sure like
not confirmed.
well, then you probably don't really have anything to worry about yet. Unless there's a confirmed case, then I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, but usually you get a confirmed case when it's like, I think by the time you have a confirmed case, that means that you probably have multiple like people already got it. You have more than one person who has already got it.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, because yeah, I wonder how much it might be underreported, just because, well, especially in the U.S., because people might get it and be like, "Oh, it's just the flu. I'll just,
Yeah.
why would you go to the doctor over just the flu?
exactly.
It costs
That's
too
what I'm
much."
saying. Exactly. Exactly. It's like it's not like people are turning to zombies, because if they
Yeah.
are, then I don't think they'll be underreporting anymore. Because you can just see a person turn into zombie and be like, okay, yes, there we go.
Here we go. We can make a zombie game and profit off of the whole coronavirus thing, and then we can advertise with that. It'll be great. We can be the next Plague Inc. with zombies.
Yeah. What if in Ember you have sick people that you have to be more careful with? Like, if you less chance of dropping them before they die. Like, I guess they're just weaker because they're
So,
ill.
so like, yeah. So if they cough on you and stuff, your health just start draining. Holy shit, that's awesome.
Yeah. I just
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
do
write that down actually.
I do worry about, like, in the U.S., that the state of our healthcare. A lot of people have to be very ill before they go to the doctor, if they can even afford it. Then, like, people don't go right away.
That's scary. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really get this like notion actually in the U.S. Right? Just like not even politics. I don't get this notion in the U.S. that's like, oh my god, national healthcare is like shit because my healthcare is so awesome. Like, what healthcare is awesome? like we so like for the team, we actually have, because we use this kind of this like healthcare outsourcing whatever company, because like they signed up a bunch of small like businesses or whatever, right? Startups and whatever. And so like they're actually a pretty big corporate, right? They have a lot of buying power, and so they can actually get us pretty good insurance plan. Like we actually have like a really good private insurance plan. It's a piece of shit. Like we have to, as a team, like everybody has to pay like the kind of the company contribution. Like we have to pay like such a ridiculous amount, right? It's like something like 20 to 20 whatever percent of like of our salary, really, for whatever our pay for just sort of the company part, right? And then it's like, I mean, obviously that covers like late like all the whatever workers comp and all that stuff, but still, like just in terms of health insurance, yeah, it's like a pretty good chunk of our like what will be a percentage to our pay, right? Okay, so on top of that, like so like I will go to like the doctors, whatever, right, with United Healthcare and this and that. And last year I had like we had, I don't know how many claims I got denied. Like at least I would say maybe something like 30 to 40% of the claims like last year got denied.
Oof.
This is including going to PT or whatever. I got a bunch of claims denied, and I had to like go through more paperwork, call the insurance, call my doctors, whatever, just to get like to reprocess my claims and stuff, right? Because like that's how insurance company make money, right? Insurance company make money primarily, if you look at their income statement, which I have, like just study their income statement a little bit. Primarily, they take money from your premiums, and
Mhm.
their biggest expense by far. They don't really have a lot of R&D. They have like the SG&A is generally fixed overhead, whatever, and then capex not that much. Generally, like their biggest expenditure by far and away, it's just payouts.
Mm.
So like in order to maximize their profitability, and like so healthcare companies on the stock exchanges, usually they do really well, right? They're really good investment. They pay a lot of dividend. The stock appreciate because like they make good profit every year. And how do they make profit? Basically by charging you more premiums and by paying out less. That's it. It really is. It really is. Like you strip away everything, like all these line items in the balance sheet. That's their business model. It really just is that. And so it's just like that's their incentive, right? It's to maximize shareholder return. That's what they do. And it sucks. Like our health insurance sucks. Like we have one of the best. And so to say that like, oh, my private healthcare is like, oh, so good. That's bullshit. I have never heard anybody say that.
Mm. Yeah, I'm definitely in the same boat. Whenever people are, oh, we want to have the choice to keep our healthcare. I'm like,
No, so the thing is
or
like I think
what?
there's also a misnomer with like national healthcare, right? Which is that, so for example in Taiwan, or like Asian countries, you have the option, right? So you pay your taxes like whatever, and you just pay your taxes like normal, and then
Mm.
you just have access to free healthcare, or like free,
Right.
or like healthcare with super 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 low like copay, right? And like say like I could go to a doctor's in Taiwan for like $5 copay, right? And then everything else is like free. And then yeah, I pay for medication, whatever, but it's like subsidized, and it's like it's cheap, right? So you get cheap medicine, low copay, and like basically like free basic care. And everybody has the right to have access to that. You don't have to use it. Like people don't have to use it if they don't want to, but it's there.
Mm.
And then if people want to pay for like premium like private clinics or this and that, or like access to clinics or health network with better services, whatever the heck, they can just opt into different private insurance network, and that can like provide supplemental insurance, more premium insurance that will cover that stuff. So it's like almost like a two-tier insurance system, right? At the base, everybody has access to like national healthcare, right? And then if people want to pay for private insurance or want to have their private insurance, whatever, that's more premium, whatever, they still can. So it's like not even like, oh man, just because like you have national healthcare, there's no possibility to have like private healthcare. That still exists. And so like I
Mm.
think people just kind of get I
Gotcha.
don't know. I mean, it's like people like are arguing back and forth, and nobody has even experienced. Like people here haven't really experienced or live in a country. Like a lot of people haven't, right? That actually live in a country with national healthcare and sort of experience the benefit of it. And also understand sort of the downside of it, right? It's like we're arguing here. It's like yes, for or against private healthcare without like national healthcare without ever even knowing what that is actually like. Anyway, it's not to be political,
Yeah.
but private healthcare sucks.
Yeah.
Confused and Canadian. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're
Exactly.
talking about other countries, and I'm like you have traveled a lot, and the other two people in the call don't live in the U.S. And I'm sitting here like like
No, so I've
I'm the
I've
one
traveled
person
to.
who's
So
just
see,
been here.
that's the thing, right? It's actually pretty awesome. It's like a
I
so
have
like
the
it's
least.
actually really good for like tourism too, right? Because like so I went to Japan. I got sick in Japan, right? I got sick in like Japan. I went to a like Japanese like clinic. As a foreigner, I just pay a bit out of pocket, pretty cheap actually, and then they would just take care of it. Like I don't get stuck with a huge bill by being a foreigner. Like it's actually pretty awesome. I went to like clinics in China, for example. Same thing. Taiwan, same thing. It's actually really great for like tourism too, right? Because it's like tourists can actually feel safe traveling in that country, then knowing that hey, if I get like say some get like if I get sick, we'll have to need to like go to the hospital, or go to the doctors, or whatever. I can I actually can't. I won't just die on foreign soil. It's actually kind of comforting too.
Yeah. Traveling without worrying about just dying sounds
Yeah,
good.
it's like, can you imagine a tourist traveling to like the U.S. and just like, oh,
Oh
all of
fuck.
a sudden, got sick or like, need to get stitches, whatever. Good luck.
Yeah. You'd have to fly back before you got
Yeah,
anything.
yeah. So like my mom, I'm sorry, like my mom actually resumed her Taiwanese citizenship, right? I mean, she has dual citizenship now, but like,
Mm.
so she got her like Taiwanese citizenship resumed because she's older now, right? It's actually cheaper for her to fly back, just like fly back to Taiwan and get her dentals and stuff done than it is to use like whatever private insurance that she was using here in the States. What the fuck?
Mm.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah. So for her to get a crown, like say a couple crowns or whatever, like replace, let's say, it's cheaper to fly back to Taiwan to buy a round trip ticket to fly back to Taiwan and get that done than it is to do it here.
Jeez.
That is a fact. I mean, so yeah.
Hey, should we talk about Embr? It's half an hour in.
We
don't
are talking about Embr. This is we are talking about the thesis of privatization. This is exactly what Embr is all about.
There you
Bring it
go.
back. Good.
It comes full circle.
The cat's need is greater than ours.
I have to
Like
agree on that one.
capitalism is great. All right, like a lot of capitalism is great, but some things, they're not everything. Some things are not like, well, yes, some things are not meant to be privatized. A lot of things are, some things are not. And that's what
Embr is
Embr
meant
is.
to
That's
be.
what Embr is all about, right? It's a
Yeah.
debate of like, it's really kind of at the sort of at the edge of like this like sort of at the cusp of like this precipice of this debate between like public good versus like privatization and capitalism. That's what Embr is about. Really.
Healthcare should not be a money-making scheme. Yeah. I'm reading chat.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Just
like,
to
why
be
do
clear.
we? No, seriously, like, okay, just like no BS for a second, right? Like, why do we make Embr? It's because, like, why do we theme it the way we theme it, right? Is because, well, like, you look at like a lot of municipalities here in the U.S., they're cutting firefighting budget, right? Public, goods type of budget, libraries, teacher, like whatever, right? To a really alarming extent. Like some municipalities, smaller municipalities in the US don't even have a publicly funded, taxpayer funded fire department anymore. So they will actually have like volunteer fund, like, essentially contract firefighting. That is already happening. Like private firefighting through insurance company is already happening in the US. And it's like alarm. It's like, if you think that that's not alarming, with the ramifications of that is not alarming, it is. Like, that's the thing. And then it's like, like I feel like the US is like just like, oh man, if once e-hailing is a thing, ride sharing is a thing, it's just like, oh, how do we, ride how do you apply that, sort of sector disruptive, technological, like, or economic business model to like everything. So it's like people got like, so the startup got, $500 million in funding to do ride sharing, trash delivery or trash pickup, right? There's like, whatever bodega, e-hail, whatever shit. It's just like all kinds of stuff. It's like it's kind of already happening, and then you're seeing kind of the ramification of the disruption that is causing now, you know. And it's like, yeah, it's not to say that like we, like Embr will necessarily happen, but to some extent, yeah, it is kind of a question of where our society is headed. It absolutely is. That's like why we made it. It's like, yes, it's good laugh. It's like hopefully good gameplay and hopefully good laugh. But underneath the veneer, yes, there is, a basic questioning of like, yeah, where's technology? Well, how are we using technology? What are we doing with like publicly funded services? How necessary is that? Or whatever. It's like, yes, would you rather, no, seriously, it's a serious question. Would you rather have real life like firefighter heroes come to your door and save you, or would you rather have like grandma or granny and Jerome show up at your door?
Mm.
Fair question. And the
I
thing is,
want
like,
Granny at my door.
no, I mean, the thing is, some places, like some municipalities, right? They're like there maybe say like one fire, so like like one fire engine, and that has to cover like, tens of thousands or thousands of like, households, right? And like, oh, say if like there's a fire, it could take like a long ass time to show up, and that's supposed to be the business model for Embr, right? And it is, but there's actually probably a really legit business opportunity here, but it's also a super alarming one.
Right. Mm.
What was that face, Renee?
Nothing.
Nothing. Oh, okay.
I just want to take a moment to remind everyone that we will be at PAX East.
PAX East.
Yeah, PAX
Yes.
East
PAX
in
East.
in
You gotta say it
Boston,
louder.
February 27th to March 1st. We'll be there the whole time, right?
Yeah,
Howard?
we
Okay.
will be there the whole time.
Okay.
Nice.
No, we're just gonna skip off.
I don't know how things work. No,
From banter about healthcare and firefighting with us at PAX.
Yeah, but you know what though? Having said all that, fuck it. Let's go to PAX East. Signed up as a Embr responder and let's go make money.
Nice. Make money. Let's do it.
let's see. And we will be at booth 24030. We'll put out tweets with all the information.
Yeah, I mean, people generally walk around the Indie Mega booth.
So
They will see us. We're on the outer, kind of the outer aisle.
bright red. Hopefully
Nice.
that stands out, right?
Embr Red.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, if you go to the Embr Twitter, we retweeted Indie Megabooth's tweet that has a video that shows where each of the games are as well. And I also want to shout out. I just want to mention that we do have dev games immediately after this stream. That's in 25 minutes, and Embr Alpha Test session at 1700 Eastern, 2200 UTC tonight. And we do have a Thursday test time 1300 EST, 1800 UTC. You can find this information on the Discord as well. I just wanted to mention that.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh,
Spicy.
what else is going?
Well,
Well, I
we're
guess
gonna
the plan is also that if you guys wish list now, and the people who show up at PAX and play the game, sign up through our whatever, just follow us in some way. We'll be creating actually some exclusive stuff in game that people can redeem. So
Yes.
that will be an incentive. Actually, there will be an item, PAX item, and like a early wish list item. So
exciting.
Yeah. So wishlist. Join the Discord. Keep up so you can keep up with all of our stuff. Follow us on Twitter and everything, because we will be having exclusive in-game items at some point in the future.
Also, we should be having a special announcement this weekend if all goes to plan. We will be announcing something special.
Yes. Gotta talk to Leland today.
Yes, to
Make sure
finalize
Is it going
everything's
to
everything.
ready.
be big?
Yes.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
I mean,
Perhaps.
ideally, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, that.
We're hoping.
Oh, okay.
It's up to you, the community, to make it big. And I say that with like no context. Like, what are we making big? I can't. I don't. Yeah, we haven't announced it yet. Just watch our Discord and our Twitter. Those are the two best places to get information,
Mhm.
and probably also your email if you've already signed up to be a responder on our website or anywhere else.
So keep on the lookout for that. Hopefully it'll be out this weekend. We'll yeah. It'll be good.
Yeah, that is the plan.
Mhm.
I wish we could actually announce it right now, but
Yeah, no, we have to
not
be very cryptic and like,
not quite.
that's a thing. Be excited. Yay.
I'm super excited, but I can't say anything yet.
Yeah, is secret. But yeah, beyond keep your eyeballs peeled. I don't know. Body's
oh,
ready.
and we should have a new build today.
yeah,
Yeah.
in the day today we'll have a new build. By the way, I guess I don't know if we mentioned this, but just throwing it out there casually. But yeah, we actually signed with the publisher for it.
Oh, can we
There we
announce
go.
that?
Oh no, not yet. I
Oh,
think
okay.
we're supposed to announce that after PAX.
Okay.
Yeah, but that went down. Yeah, and we sold out for money. But you know what? That's what we do now. That's what we do. We're sellouts now.
Well, yeah, but it is good. I'm
Mhm.
excited.
Actually, I think that
We're excited for many things that can't be properly announced yet.
Yeah,
that's
excited
true.
for lots of secrets.
That's true, huh? Yeah, we signed a sort of limited.
Did it freeze again? It did.
Yeah. So, well, and when I say that we should have a new build, like we'll have a build, an internal build at least, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure right now what effect that will have on the Steam alpha. That remains to be announced.
Was Steam Alpha?
Yeah.
No effect.
Okay.
Yeah, Steam Alpha is good.
Okay. That's the
Alpha.
question: is will the people who are showing up to test have anything new to look at?
Oh yes, I think they'll have new stuff to look at. Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just saying, like, the publisher, whatever, all that stuff, like, have effect. They don't have any effect on.
Oh yeah, right.
Alpha
Gotcha.
testing. Yeah. I mean, they don't really have any effect on Steam. No, we did not sign with Epic. No, we're not gonna get into a flame war with like on whatever about Epic and this and that. No, there's no like Epic versus Steam, like Bernie Sanders versus whatever, whoever else. Yes, no, there's none of that. We're not gonna get like destroyed like Michael Bloomberg got destroyed on the debate stage.
Oh, I saw
It's not
that.
gonna happen.
Oh
It's
my
not gonna
god.
happen.
I don't keep up with US politics, but that was spicy. I was like, holy shit.
I
No, I mean that's the thing, dude. Like that's like
didn't
really,
watch
it's
debates.
really spicy. But we'll see what happens. Like, oh, like let's say whoever else becomes the nominee or a Democratic Party nominee. By the way, I just want to say, before anybody jumps on me, like whatever, I am not political. Like I'm not a political party affiliated person. I don't care about political parties, but I would just say, like you try to like they try to verbally assassinate Michael Bloomberg now, and then when it's like election times, be like, hey, yes, yeah, Bloomberg, can you help me with ad money? It's gonna happen, you know. So can you drop $1 billion on ads for whoever the Democratic nominee is? Yeah, it's gonna happen, and he's probably gonna do it too. So I think yeah, it's politics, I guess.
Yeah, I don't normally watch debates. Well, I don't watch debates until this year. And I'm glad that I did watch that last one.
I saw it on Twitter.
No,
It
I
was
didn't watch it
wild.
either. I actually didn't watch it. I mean, it's like I don't really care about the party primaries and stuff, right? Like,
Eh,
because I mean
that's fair.
they don't really apply to me. But I didn't watch the debate or anything, but I saw some like news clips because I was like, okay,
Yeah. It was yeah. I don't know how political we want to get, but like I was listening to I was watching a Twitch stream where they were like commentating it live, and they were saying like, oh, they're just kicking him back and forth like a hacky sack.
I mean, the thing is that like, I mean, you're just like if I was like Michael Bloomberg though, it's just like okay,
Wild.
you know that you're gonna get asked for some of those questions. Those questions are gonna be obvious, right? Those attacks lines of attacks
Yeah,
are gonna be super
you'd
obvious.
think.
Like you think that's like super obvious. You think that like people are gonna say that he's a billionaire and he is and whatever, right? Like all that stuff. It's just kind of like it's like you're a boxer, right? So like I took boxing for a while, right? It's like you're a boxer. You are there, like you're trained to when you spar. It's like you're obviously trained to look at head and shoulder movement and try to try to get a read on your opponent so that you can try to telegraph their punches. Like some of those punches are like it's like just complete wide open wind ups to try to like knock you out, and then it's like you didn't see it coming.
Yeah, I'm
What
not.
the?
I'm
I mean,
not sure
it's
what his
like
plan was.
he could have like yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm a billionaire. Like I could have just like sit back and drink my margaritas on the beach, pina coladas on the beach, but I'm fucking here. I'm here. I'm spending my own money trying to help you, trying to help the cause. What do you want? Right? It's just like, you know, it's
Yeah,
like come on, man. Like he just got hammered for being like that's like the quintessential attack line. He can't defend it. It's just like that's
yeah.
come
It
on.
it makes me wonder if if his plan was just to stand there. Like if he thought nobody would ask him any questions, he'd just be there and it would be advertising. Like his face is there on the TV.
I don't think so, right? Because like they're already like people are already like kind of attacking him like about because like obviously people are going to be jealous about his ad spending, right? Like he can spend a ton of money where other people just don't have the money to. So people are going to be like kind of hitting him on that. They've already hit him on that, right? So he should be prepared. It's like the lack of preparation. It's like from someone like Michael Bloomberg, who was like a mayor in New York, and by and large a pretty good one, right? And like a really successful CEO, right? Like for him to not be like prepared, it's kind of like going to a meeting unprepared, you know? And it's just like, yo, what? That's just like surprising. Anyway,
He did not seem that that it comes down to that. He did not seem prepared for the like
I mean, it's just like
at all.
yeah. So like I saw that the list, like it's like so apparently you sexually harass women and get them to sign NDAs. It's like, yeah. So they signed NDAs so they wouldn't talk. Great. No, not great. But you gotta come up with something else. Come on.
Yeah, it was rough.
Josie says, "So Embr, yes,
So
we
Embr.
we are talking about so
I know,
much
but-
Embr,
I know.
so
It's
much."
like, I know. I think
We have 15
Michael Bloomberg Embr did on the debate stage, and that's not a good thing for a debate in politics. It's great for a private firefighter, but
So Embr.
Embr, yeah.
Have you all in chat? Have you all tried out all the tools and all the upgrades?
yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be in this build. That's like, we're actually like getting pretty close to at least like getting alpha. Like early access, like is still kind of the date is still kind of up in the air, right? Because now we have a publisher. I think they might have slightly different plans. I don't know actually, but we're trying to get it ready, right? Like, and it's getting like a way closer. Like if people play this build, if people play our internal build, yeah, like we're actually like most of the stuff that we wanted in are like done. So there's still a lot of polish and debugging and all kinds of stuff, but and obviously like we'll adjust based on feedback and based on what's working, what's not working, and all that stuff. But a lot of the work is actually done. Yeah.
Yeah,
there's truck stuff. There's truck stuff now.
Yes. Yeah, I know I saw I guess the precursor to customizable cart. It was like all of the it was like 3 or 4 different hood ornaments like stacked on top of each other on the car. So people playing the alpha got a little preview of that.
There's a
And
question in chat here.
yes.
Do responders get to use their equipment to fight personal fires, example, their own home? Are responders allowed to use their equipment on their own homes?
Hell yeah, you can use it wherever you want.
I mean, you do buy it, right? Like
Yeah, it's yours.
It's Embr branded, but you have to buy it. So
yeah, the truck you lease, the equipment you buy. And this is gig economy, right? We're gonna tie you once you join. We're gonna tie you. It's like quote unquote customer loyalty, right? If you spend with us, you're gonna continue to spend with us. So
yeah,
you're just gonna be more badass with us instead of our competitors.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's even if you do buy them, I wouldn't put it past Embr to have a stipulation that you can't use.
So let me just say this, right? You go to Walmart, you go to Costco, and you buy a grappling hook, for example, right? Off the shelf, you shoot it, like the rope might like slacken or it might like detach. You're gonna get all kinds of problems. With Embr, it's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
The Embr guarantee.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm excited for customizable.
I'm excited.
Can't wait to see that flesh out. And
We have 5 minutes.
we do have
I
5
mean,
minutes.
we could do like we could extend the in-house. We could extend the in-house challenge. I can't remember if Apple is gonna be in this build. Is it? I mean, we'll have to check. If it is in this build, we had an internal coffee challenge, right? Like Matt threw down like a coffee challenge. If you can beat Apple Crumble on your first try, like obviously this is going to be like kind of an honor system here, but if you can beat it, like so, for people who can beat it on their first try, right? It's pretty damn hard. I thought. Then
I didn't remember my first.
Matt would personally buy that person, basically an espresso, coffee of his or her choice. And so
Do
we
I
could
hear a
probably extend that.
challenge?
Yes, we could probably extend that to the entire community, where um if they can be, if Apple Crumble is in the game, and if whoever can beat it on the first try, will send you a $5 Starbucks gift certificate to buy you, the coffee of your choice. Crap you not. That's gonna happen.
It's
I
been
just
said.
made it up.
Official.
I just made it up like right now, but it's gonna happen. No, yeah. I don't think it's gonna happen, but
You
we'll
know
see.
what? Prepare to have at least $5 spent.
Do I get to try again on the new build, or
Wait, I know, right? I think we should try it on the new build.
I don't know if
first,
it's been changed.
maybe Matt and Cameron made it significantly easier. Then I'll be like, holy shit, we have to give out like 500 Starbucks certificates. We'll be like broke before like we have the game release. So I don't know. We'll have to double check. We'll have to test it ourselves. If it's like too easy, then no. If it's still really hard, then yes.
Yeah, it was. I know the last time I tested, it was super hard,
What did you
especially
get on your
solo.
first? What did you get on your first try?
My first try, I
Yeah.
think I got. Oh, I don't even remember how many people you need to save. I feel like I was like close, like maybe 75% of the way there or
No, well,
something,
you have
but
to
not
save 10. You have to save 10.
10. I don't
10.
even remember how many people are there,
Yeah.
but it's
I think I got like 6 or 7 my first try. That was it.
yeah. I did not do that well. I dropped a lot of people too far. I missed trampoline a few times.
Indeed.
Yeah, that happens.
See, I don't think the people who are in chat haven't even seen Apple Crumble yet. I don't think.
No, of course not.
Like
That's the thing.
anything. I don't think we haven't shown it on social media or anything. So they don't. They're saying like, oh, maybe I could do it. It's tough, especially
Well,
solo.
it was. I don't know about this week. We had to check.
Right, fair enough.
Because like everybody's like saying like nobody did it. It's like, oh my god, it's so hard. We might have like coerced Cameron into changing it. I don't know. So we have to see.
Right. Yeah, Apple Crumble is, yes, a level in development. There are a bunch of levels that you haven't seen yet.
Yes,
There are a lot of them.
a lot
There's
of them.
bunch in the dev. Like if I pull up the
Click.
whatever, I don't
more.
have it. I don't
Click.
have it.
Well, I mean, people also haven't seen the game modes, right? Have they?
Which game? A few people have seen Salvage. It's come up in the alpha builds a
Okay.
couple times, but it's really rare.
So yeah, so salvage. There's like, I forgot what the code name is, but like basically the structural integrity.
Right.
There's escape. There's boss. There's tutorial. There's like, yeah.
Yeah, they definitely haven't seen boss or tutorial or escape. I don't think.
Yeah, no, they haven't seen
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, the ones that
Yeah.
are like specifically tied to maps, I know they haven't seen. But the ones that can randomly come up on uniform, especially, I've seen. I think they've seen before.
Gotcha. Well, there are things.
If it's there to see, I'm sure Astra has seen, because Astra has played this game, has played the alpha so much.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Astra is, as far as I know, Astra is like the master of the current alpha build right now.
Dang. Okay. I guess maybe I'll have to send the $5 Starbucks certificate.
I told you,
There
at
might be-
least $5.
Yeah. I mean, there might be other people who
Not
have played
you.
as much or more,
Not
but
gonna happen.
not that I've heard of. Yeah.
Just because you crush Amsterdam does not mean that you're gonna be
We'll see. We'll see. All right, so we have 5 minutes till the full
Yes.
hour. So we'll be
Join
going.
us. Dev games. Do the things. So, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so we'll be having dev games in Gods of Icarus in 5 minutes or so. So do not go anywhere. We'll still be here. We'll just a little break. Oh, 5 minute break. It's fine. Any last thoughts?
Well, first of all, Astra said they have 28 hours in the alpha right now. Oh my
Yeah, I
god.
only have 20.
I don't know what I have.
That's a lot of hours.
Yeah.
Also, one more thing. If you guys are in the Guns of Icarus Discord, in fan art, there's a competition actually going. A small one. Be sure to scroll up a bit so you know what's going on. I think it's pinned in fan art, so be sure to check that. And yeah, you'll be a bit surprised. It involves me and Richard.
It's pretty good. The thing
In
Richard,
the guns, right.
Yeah, what Richard made. So yeah, be sure to check that. Also, if you're not, join the Discord Embr Discord. I mean, GG/Embr, I believe.
Yeah. EMBR. Yeah.
And there's a link. If you scroll down on Twitch or on Mixer, there's a link to the Discord down below the to all 3 Discords, but to the Ember one
Indeed.
specific. They're all down there.
And what else? Yeah, we'll be back in a few minutes after the break. So
Don't go
don't go
anywhere.
anywhere.
Stick around for Dev Game.
Bye.
PlayStation